That's the Neil Haley Show and the Mina Valentine Show. We're our host, Mina Valentine, historical professor of writing and everything. We appreciate it, Mina. We really want to talk about, everyone got a kick out of you talking about the Georgian era and about, again, there's no pot to piss in and all these different thing and rags. So we're going to go into eating now. Now, is it great to live in the Georgian era? I'm sure that they always cook the best food.
Oh gosh. You know what they ate for breakfast? Kippers.
What are they?
Not fish. They ate fish. Then they ate them with the bones and stuff. They ate that kippers, kipper. Yeah, and of course, England's surrounded by water, so I guess they did eat a lot of fish. I don't know, but I sure wouldn't want fish for breakfast. Oh. And another thing that they really liked was tongue. And I don't mean swap and spit. I'm talking about cooking it, slicing it, and eating it. Ugh.
Why do they like tongue?
I don't know. You have to ask them. I
What
don't.
kind of tongue was it?
It was
Was it the maid's or tongue or
no, it was the master's if he wasn't very nice. No, it was probably sheep's tongue or goat's tongue. I mean, they might have had. I mean, they had some cattle, but there was a lot of sheep and goat. Ugh.
ew?
Uh,
Ew.
yeah, but they had they got up in the morning, but in the rich, when the aristocracy, these people stayed in bed. They didn't get up early. So 9 o'clock was not unusual. Maybe the father would get up earlier so he could get the newspaper. And they had to iron the newspaper. They would iron it.
Iron it.
Yes, they ironed it so that the master could read the newspaper. And they got ink all over
And
them.
they didn't eat the newspaper.
No, no, they might have used it later for toilet paper.
No, they had duvets then, right?
They no, no, they didn't have those yet.
It's not duvets. What is it called?
the 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 bidet,
Bidet.
the bidet. Yeah, that's the French. But yeah, they didn't have those yet.
So fish and tongue. What other delicacies did they have?
That's just gross. They would eat goat's heads, and they like brains with scrambled eggs. Doesn't that sound yummy?
So was the food cooked correctly, or did people get sick a lot eating dinner?
Well, I don't know. The aristocracy, they had people that cooked for them. So they could have died of poisoning. You always had to be nice to the cook, right?
So how many people died of poisoning
I don't know.
from eating? I'm sure that people's stomachs were different then, that sometimes the food wasn't cooked or it was older.
Ugh, yes. Yeah, and they left stuff out in the open, and open markets. Have you ever been to any of these third world countries where they have open markets?
No, I've not been to a third world country. Maybe that's one of your jaunts.
Oh, it has been.
Where'd you go? To what third
Uh,
world countries?
I've been.
You went to Mexico? Canada?
Yeah, yeah. I've been to both of those places, but I mean,
Me too.
uh, Honduras, Central America, the tips of South America. I've been to Indonesia, um, and they have open markets, and they have dried fish. They dry it with salt, and they lay it right on the ground, and then they have uh, monkey and boa and I don't know how you'd fix that stuff, but they didn't eat that in England.
Oh, but maybe they do now in England.
I doubt that. I
Uh-huh.
doubt that very
So,
seriously.
would you think that the delicacy at that time? Do you think the United States taught them that the colonies how to cook better than England, or the England would never say that?
No, England would never say that, and I'm sure England had been established for centuries before they took the boat over to the United States, and in the 1800s people were still just discovering places in what we know are uh, the great states. Getting past Ohio was a dangerous trek, and then when they had those first pioneers that went into Florida, California, I mean, people were hard pressed to be able to do anything. Um, the whorehouses and the food places along the way did very well. Of course, the prostitutes died pretty young because they got diseases. But I mean, it wasn't unusual if they were traveling to find a little place where they had a whorehouse and they had a bar where they had food. You might pay $5 for an egg, and that was back then.
$5 for an egg?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was a commodity that they didn't have. If you were willing to pay for it, you could have an egg.
The incredible edible egg.
Well, things didn't come easy, and people that had ground in the city of London, they might have people that worked in the kitchen that would plant vegetables, seasonal vegetables, so they could eat something grown out of their own gardens. But they were very limited in the things that they had. We're used to going to the grocery store and buying just all kinds of great stuff whenever we want it, and get pissed off what I wanted watermelon. They don't have watermelon. But it wasn't like that then. I don't even think they. I don't think England even had watermelon. They had
So,
melon.
so what were the big fruits in England?
Uh, they did currants, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. Strawberries were big. Um, they liked things like apples and oranges and melons and or lemons and limes. Um, those were staples, but the more exotic things you didn't see a whole lot of.
No exotic fruits there.
No, like star fruit. No, I don't think they saw that. Um, but they had after.
So, how did they cook on the stove?
Oh, they had a fire that they kept all the time in the kitchen, and excuse me. And so they had like an oven or whatever, but they still had this fire. And at night they would try to keep the embers, um, so that the fire would start up easily in the morning, because the kitchen help would start very early, 5 in the morning. They would be in there um, making bread, making desserts, making pastries. Those things took time. Um, they couldn't just run down to the 7-Eleven and pick up something.
They
And
couldn't do that.
and the women from they weren't. If a woman was interested in cooking, for her to be found in the kitchen cooking with the kitchen help was, I mean, sacrilege.
All right. Oh, I think this is a lot of great information. What do we need to do? We need to go to minavalentine.com to pick up the books. We'll see if these things go viral, especially some of the comments. But you did great. Your followers love you.
Good.
Great month of buying books. Go ahead, pick up the book. 99 cents still. The latest book. The Marquis Craves His
Why?
Wife, which you got to check out. And then all the other books, lots of sex, as Mina says.
Oh,
Okay.
sex.
All right. That was a special simulcast, Neil Haley Show and the Mina Valentine Show, guys. Take